Thanks very much for those generous words, and really I'm honoured to be here today. I want to thank the President and Sabina Higgins for organising today's event. In advance of today's gathering, I took the liberty of dipping into the new edition of the President's book, When Ideas Matter, and which highlights, I think, very well the challenges at hand. I think there's a lot of very superficial things competing for our attention, mobile phones going off, emails landing, which is a reminder to turn off your mobile phones, 24-hour news controversies, social media controversies, and I think this hides what I think the President rightly describes as an urgent need to mend the fragmentation in thought and policy that blights our collective lives. What he calls the absence of connection in our present circumstances between philosophical work, moral concern, and the emancipatory potential of the social sciences. Though, to quote another great sage of our times, Pope Francis, realities are greater than ideas. Value and meaning come from action in the world, and this is something philosophers, like all human beings, have difficulty accepting from time to time. It's much easier to be an armchair thinker than to get involved in the messy business of testing your ideas in real-world situations. I think it's fair to say this presidency has been not just a presidency of ideas, though it has been that, of course, but it's also been a presidency of action. And there are many examples of this, today being one very concrete example. Today is an important statement on behalf of the state's highest office that philosophy matters. Today also provides momentum. It spurs us all to further effort. It encourages us to raise our expectations and to recommit to an enlightenment project for this age. Today we'll also see how ideas and action collide through demonstrations of philosophy among young people, from students in schools around Ireland, and the announcement of a very exciting new educational initiative, the Irish Young Philosopher Awards. And there's been a lot of activity around that already, which you'll hear about also. So before we move on to that, to hear more details about that, may I introduce someone who needs no introduction, President of Ideas and of Action, Uachtaráín, Michael D. Higgins.